All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new review, and today I'm reviewing the new season of True Detective, which is entitled Identity Politics. It's called Night Country, but they might as well have called it Identity Politics, because boy, does this one checkmark all the boxes. And it's kind of hard not to make fun of stuff like this anymore, because man, a lot has changed since the third season came out. I just finished the third season. I'd never watched it. I finished it actually last night, and I will probably do a review on that later this week. But I really liked the first season of True Detective. The second one was a little twisted for my tastes, and then the third season was the most enjoyable for me. I thought the third season was really good. Then we get to this one, and I wake up this morning and I see some stuff online that there were people that were review bombing this. There were people review bombing it both negative and positive. And I'm not even going to show Rotten Tomatoes scores anymore because they're irrelevant. But the scores that people were showing were right around 69 on both sides. Okay, but it used to be lower than 60 for the viewers. And boy, does this one, before I can even talk about the story, I need to talk about all the boxes that it check marks. 4 different times. Well, first of all, global warming, check. They definitely talk about global warming in the show. The obligatory gay, go out of your way to show these people are gay scene. It's in there. You've got 4 different times where they talk about white people being the problem. It's in there 4 different times. You've got the female empowerment. This is directed by a female. It's got 2 major female leads. And the females are much more prominent and stronger than the men. One guy totally gets knocked out by a woman. There's a sex scene that's really weird, and the woman is the very dominant one, and the guy is the one who's kind of he's not dominant in any way, shape, or form. They go out of their way. This is not, you could do a study on this episode in regards to identity politics. And it's getting so bad that you can pick apart these shows when they come out. This whole first episode was nothing other than identity politics. It has nothing to do with telling a good story. But I am going to talk about what the basis of the story is. And this year it looks like they're going to be going into the supernatural here. So it does star Jodie Foster, and it takes place in Alaska, and she is like the police chief. And this part of Alaska, they call it the end of the world. There is a research facility where they're doing research on different things, and all of a sudden something happens, and all the researchers disappear. Now, by the end of the episode, you find out what happened to them. Well, you don't find out what happened to them, but they do locate the individuals towards the end of the episode, which I didn't think they were going to do. But they disappear, and the whole episode has to do with them starting the investigation on the people. And they also mention that all the people inside this research were all men, okay? This whole show was nothing other than identity politics. They jam it down your throat to the nth degree. I'm still going to continue to watch it, but it's hard to watch stuff like this when they keep preaching to you and they keep shoving it down your throat rather than just telling a good story. You don't need to talk about white people every 10 minutes. You don't need to talk about global warming with everything you do. You don't need to have gay people in everything that you do. It's not representative of real life, okay? It's getting to the point of being asinine, and this show is the cream of the crop. This also entails a woman who was actually brutally murdered, and her case has been closed by Jodie Foster's character. And there's another character that another trooper who is not happy with the fact that this case was closed and actually wants her to reopen it. And that was part of one of the white things. Had this happened to a white person, they would have never. It was a Native American woman who was murdered. Had it been a white person, they would have had it solved and all this other. The list goes on. But it's about reopening that case and how it's tied to these researchers. And there's going to be a supernatural element to this. There are some things that happen in this where people hear things, they see things for people who are dead. This is definitely going out of the traditional storytelling of the first 3 seasons and going more into a supernatural area, which can be intriguing if they do it right. If they can tone down the identity politics, I think there could be a really good story behind this, but this is not a good start. If I had to give it out of 5 stars, I'd have to give it 2.5. I just can't stand the studios, preaching to this degree. It's getting tiresome. It's just getting out of hand. All right, guys, so there's my review on True Detective Identity Politics, which is season 4. Actually, it's called Night Country. All right, guys, so if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will be notified as I have new videos go up.